This is day 164 of the Arukh HaShulchan OC. If you would like to sponsor an upcoming shiur or more of the Arukh HaShulchan OC, it'd be greatly appreciated. Please contact me directly. But this shiur is being recorded on Motzei Shabbos Kodesh Parshas Vayera Tavshin Pei Aleph, and it's impossible to start the shiur without noting the great loss to Am Yisrael over the last 2 days on Erev Shabbos Kodesh of Reb David Feinstein Zatzal, and on Shabbos Kodesh of Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs Zatzal. Both of them were great giants in their respective fields, and the loss for Klal Yisrael is immense. And this shiur tonight should be Li'ilui Nishmasam, Nishmasam Tzor B'Tzorah Chaim. Today we are doing from Siman Kuf Chav Beis Sif Ches to Siman Kuf Chav Gimel Sif Zayin. So, without any further ado, actually, let me clarify that. Since we did Kuf Chav Beis Sif Ches already on Erev Shabbos, because it was the end of an Indian, so tonight we're starting from Kuf Chav Gimel Aleph, and therefore we will go Kuf Chav Gimel Aleph till Zayin, perhaps till Ches tonight as well, because it is the end of the Siman. So Kuf Chav Gimel Aleph, dinim of the steps backwards and the bowings down at the end of davening. That's right. You go, you bow, and while bowing, take 3 steps back within that bow. Like a slave who takes leave of his master that bows down and walks bent over backwards. Don't go more than 3 steps. The mechse kiur, because it looks like arrogance. I guess saying that I was so high that it's going to take me so long to come down. Why 3 steps? The 3 steps are because when a person is down, he stands in the place of holiness, and the divine presence is above his head. And when he takes leave of his tefillah, he walks backwards to go to a place which is mundane. When you talk about medrash, it says the medrash b'shas matator yisraku yisrael mehar Sinai sholosh milin. Bnei Yisrael were distant from Har Sinai, distance of 3 mil. Moshe Rabbeinu declares b'sholosh mechitzas ne'HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and Moshe Rabbeinu went in three barriers before HaKadosh Baruch Hu: choshech, anon, v'arafel, darkness, cloud, and arafel is like fog. When he left, he left through these 3 walls. Also, when he completed the avodah on himself, he when he went to the ramp. Not sure what the 3 steps were. I guess Mizbeach and over the gap between the Kevesh and the Mizbeach, and then the Kevesh itself. That's only a guess. They should be, when you take steps, your toe should be next to your heel. You should remove your left foot first, although there evidently is something called right-footed and left-footed, and then a person who's right-footed should remove his right foot first. I haven't seen people being medactic. I don't watch people, so I don't know what they do. After he takes steps back while he's bowing, before he rises up, they're saying, he should continue that bow, right? Not the first bow. Continues. He turns his head to his left, which is the right of the Shekhinah. That's why Rosh Shekhinah, because some David perceives Kaviyachol, the Shekhinah in front of him, Vav Smoldi there, and his left is Yamin HaShekhinah, is the right of the Shekhinah. Shomer Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, he says Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, he turns to the right. Shomer Al Kol Yisrael, when he says the Al Kol Yisrael, Mishtach Levona, he bows in front of himself, Kevel Niftal Mirabo, like a slave taking leave of his master. After taking the bows, we say the rots at the end. We say this because tefillah is in lieu of a korban. The mikdash basically should be rebuilt. Fall mamish, which is sacrifice, literally speaking. There's another reason. The Chazal Amru. Chazal say the B'schar is because he took several steps. Zachar Nebuchadnezzar Archivas Beis Hamikdash. Nebuchadnezzar merited having the schus, so to speak, of destroying the Beis Hamikdash. To stop a certain letter or whatever. Therefore, he has the opposite. In the reward for our steps, we should merit its rebuilding. The that is the end of the Yiratzon as appears in Avos. This is obvious because then will be Zochah to Torah Gankein. Much more than now. According to illumination of Beis Hamikdash, from the divine presence. Some people also continue and conclude as we do with the pasuk. If when you fit with the place you finish your 3 steps, you should stand a moment and not go back. Stand there and not go back immediately to the place where we were. Okay, and if you did that, strong language. It would be better for him that he not daven. Gemara Amru, and the Gemara says it's very strange language, which I never fully understood. Like a dog who goes back to the place where he regurgitated. Because he took leave of his master. Mashis looks now that he is reneging out with Yidam, and that which he asked for forgiveness and atonement. And now he wants to go back and sin again. Therefore, we shouldn't go back to this place. Till she is here, the Messiah, Koreim, Shechozim, because then everybody sees he goes back because it's time for Kedusha. If it's difficult to stand, where he's standing there, you can go back when the Shliach begins to shots. He'll do das arif. And when they say piyutim, which we don't really say nowadays, except in Shloim Kippur, go back at the beginning of the piyut. Everybody could see why he's going back to his place. If it's because he wants to, because it's saying piyutim, to see, in case it goes back in Chazan to see that he sees going back for his shots. And as long as the Shliach does not start Chazon shots, should not turn in any direction. Rather, he stands and his face is to the east. Because when he turns around, then she's talking about if he's diving in the presence of other people will be distracted by his gaze at them. When he begins, he can turn around. Kedusha just stand still to Kedusha. Those who wrote the Sham, and he's standing there, he has to keep his feet together, like during davening. The name of the Radach, the Vrav Tmuim. This is astonishing. He's not davening, he's just standing still. Why has to keep his legs together? And Arukh HaShulchan writes that he looked at the Radach inside, but Kedusha Kaya, and Shem is not going on the time after Shemona Esrei, standing still, but on Kedusha. It's not necessary at all. And there's no custom to this. Because there's no reason for this. Very strong language. And he says, very strong injection of this Magen Avraham. The Mishnah Berurah says, in Neighbor Hamar, that you're not allowed to, the name you shouldn't turn your face to Tzibur until after Chazor Hashatz. Only after Chazor Hashatz can you look back at the Tzibur. Sorry. You shouldn't look at the Tzibur until Shliach finishes his silent tefillah. When the Shliach finishes his silent tefillah, you look back even though it's before Shechazor Hashatz, which is much more lenient than Arukh HaShulchan. Halacha writes, it sounds remarkable that once the Shliach Tzibur is finished, you're allowed to turn around, even though most of the Tzibur is still standing. But according to the reason that you might cause a bittul kavana, negation of the kavana of the spelling there, it seems that one should be machmir l'maisa. He says yesh la'ayin. So it seems that Arukh HaShulchan was the reason, because of the reason given for this, that it's going to be because of this distraction. It seems that it should apply beginning with chazos hashatz, when anyway the chazos hashatz would be more distracting than his looking around. Mishnah Berurah says you should have your legs together like davening, at least when you say Osher Shalom, but not subsequent to that. Yesh Nogi Makpid, those who are Makpid, Pasal Psios, after he's taking the steps, nobody should stop in front, pass between him and the place where he's standing to begin with. The reason for this is some people say he needs 6 steps. Because the psia is only called when you remove both your legs. And this is the was the custom of the sages of France. They rely on, which says about the chayos, when the vision, their legs were one straight leg. Ragleim tray, ragleim is 2, regel chad, have a class. That's 3. Chagsiv v'kaf ragleim kaf regel. It says the bottom of their legs was like the bottom of a leg. Gomer have a ganke class. That's also 3. So therefore they consider the 3 steps. Which you take when you go back to your place. At the time of kedusha, the tziruf hashalosh as joined together with the first 3. These only have segment, so there should be a mapsing between the 3 steps back and 3 steps forwards. But those who are accustomed that those who have, when you see somebody else going to interrupt between you and your original place, he quickly goes back to his original place before it gets interrupted. That's a mistake. That we shouldn't go back to your original place. Have a dina de gemara. That's the law. Not to allow a hefsek and later ba'amo. It's just a nice chumrah. So they shouldn't do it. If they interrupt, so they interrupt. Big deal. Some people have minute when they finish their tefillah and they take their specs, have a shatz maschil kedusha and shul starts kedusha. He goes back quickly to his place. Gamzel loni reli. I don't think that's proper as well. Even though he's going back for kedusha, become ein lebatel din gemara meet neizeh. Wow. He says you stay back where you are and say kedusha better than hurrying back, scurrying back to the place where you're davening. Yeah. So the Mishnah Berurah writes that the opposite of this, which I've always been doing, like the Mishnah Berurah. And if you daven long and the time you took your steps back, the Shlel Tzibur got to kedusha, you can immediately go back to your place and say kedusha. That has been my minhag personally. Ikad maskana. Arukh HaShulchan obviously disagrees with that and says you should not go back immediately. But at the very least, this is true no matter what. Wait to go back till for amount of time it takes to work for Amos. And besides that, you can anyway stand back there until the Shlel Tzibur says Kadosh. You don't go back where it says Nekadesh. The Shemas Kedusha because that's the primary Kedusha regardless. Hey, let's start back. Let's start him. Can you do the steps sideways? Sometimes it's very difficult to walk backwards. It's not enough place. So Arukh HaShulchan thinking about this. He says even to the sides may well be sufficient. I believe the meaning is to make to the side. And that which they say go backwards is not evidence about his stomach because that's generic. But you can't do that. Garment time should be okay. Goes to the sides. Sharp your dami, that would suffice. Near wireless evidence over this the other mean biyoma. It says by the Kohanim lo yamachzirim pneim bochim. They're not turned backwards to go. And mitzadim pneim bochim, they walk sideways. If they're rabuchim mitzadim pneim bochim, he walks sideways. Arukh HaShulchan, in a rare personal statement, says that is his minhag, that when there's a big crowd behind him, he goes sideways. Vav Kasar Ben Ramah, but see base. So Shati Amo K'dei Hiluch Arba Amos. Even though Shliach Tzibur should stand, the amount of time it takes to walk for Amos. I don't know if I was medakdik on this. It's good to know. Come Shach Solim coming for it goes back to his place. Spab Koram davening out loud. And Yochel Mispal Yom Mokom Shekol B'Siyosab. Also, be not davening the Tzibur, davening is individual. You should go back to your place. You should wait. You should stay in place. Because she was there, according to K'dei Hiluch Arba Amos. Claim Shiach Solim coming for it go back to his place. Yochel Shem Mispal. Individual is dying with tzibur. We see into lots of current shots. If it is down before the tzibur, also actually part of the tzibur. Jisayim mashatz tfiloso akal shoynoi. He can't turn backwards until the shliach tzibur finishes his personal davening. Is what he brought down for from the Mishnah Berurah. Shasiyim mashatz when I don't know why Piskei Mishnah Berurah brought it down before. If it's here in Arukh HaShulchan, but in any event, listen to me. Shasiyim mashatz when shliach tzibur finishes personal tefillah, he can turn around also before Shliach Tzibur starts davening chazor to shots. And there are those who are machmir, even if that person davens as an individual. He shouldn't go back for the amount of time that it would take. That if we're a b'tzibur, shots omer kedusha, the Shliach Tzibur would in other words, at the time he figures Shliach Tzibur would start in Chazara till the time Shliach Tzibur would reach Kedusha. Berurah says that he can be mako that it's enough the time it takes to work for Amos, which partials the Arukh HaShulchan's opinion as well, even Shlo b'shas adchak. Amen. He goes back, he says, the Rak Lashatzi Tiru Barba Amos Neitircha de Tzibura. According to this opinion, that we just mentioned, Shliach Tzibur is allowed to go back today and K'dei Luch Arba Amos because not to make the tzibur wait. And only when you have the Tushman essays the matir K'dei Hiluch Arba Amos b'simmer kuf hey. Tam Isser Chazor's panim karkosam tam, and why a person should not turn his face around. Already mentioned the reason, but Yishtan K'dei Shelo Yachshedu Shedileg B'Tfilah. Also, they shouldn't think that he davened so quickly. He must have skipped in what he davened in his personal Shmon Esrei. Zayin Kvarkosam wrote that okay, when you uproot your leg, okay, regos motchil your left leg first. Yesh Misha wrote to Lamar Atam, those who want to say the reason he take Laros to show Shikoshel, he put them at tefillah. It's difficult for him to take leave of tefillah. And now the Arukh HaShulchan mentions what we said before. If he's a iter rego, somebody who's right footed, okay, smaller, he puts his left foot out first. You mean the Amma? I'm sorry. That is somebody who is right-footed puts his left leg first. Somebody who's left-footed puts his right leg out first. I have a Kvarkosam time Mishum Zel Yamin Hashchina, but Arukh HaShulchan rejects this. Says that this is also to do with the Shechina standing in front of you, Kaviyachol. If he's a Gam Eater, you can't say so. Going to the left foot, the person should also extend his left foot back first. Bir Lacha writes, Chai Adam and the Graz do say it should change, not like the Arukh HaShulchan. Okay, I'm guessing the Avi Kamar Ovid doesn't really pick whichever one you want. Okay, I'm not guessing. I'm assuming that that's what I would tell somebody. Take whichever one appeals to you. Okay, as I mentioned, the steps are heel corresponding to toe. They're not larger steps. That makes like Kira looks like Gaiva again. As we said earlier, I'm sorry, I skipped. No, I read this wrong. Don't make large steps because it looks like you're running away. So therefore 3 steps are first the left, and then the right, a toe corresponding to the heel of the left, I'll give you manis, and then the left corresponding to the toe of the right, the left corresponding to the heel of the right. Other people do like this. Okrim Asmos, they uproot the left, and they put the right by the left, and they move the left, Mabnios Yomis Etzla, and put the right by the left, the Chem Shlishis, and there, and so too in the third set, B'zeh Habi Kashisha Psios, and that'll make it like 6 steps. This is Madonna Yontef, and at the Lechem Chamudos, in the Lechem Chamudos, and Mogen Avram, evidently brings it as well in some difficult language. The Mishnah Berurah writes that in fact you should actually do this, that you should take step back, even, step back, even, step back, even, so on and so forth. Actually, no, sorry. No, wait. They take back the left, and then put the right by the left, and then the left. Yeah, the right by the left, and then again. Yeah. Okay. Since, as I said, that was Zion. And Ches is really for tomorrow night, but again, since it's the end of an Indian, so let us do it as well. Chenis Bar, so it says that most of Shosh Psios, so it adds the 3 steps, have a URL, it's arrogance. He's giving more cover to the Shekhinah than other people. Not, I guess he was higher, but he's more capable, greater, and performs higher respect. Also has to take a step when he goes back, when he's done it silently, the steps. But when he says the three shots, he doesn't have to take 3 steps immediately at the end of Shemona Esrei. With some the Chazor shots, with Somech, Al Kaddish, Sha'achar, Bolotzion, Shefsiya, Bolotzion, Shalom, you can rely the Kaddish comes later on. But even those interruptions, nevertheless, Kulu Tzarech Tefillah, it's all like one long tefillah. Nevertheless, if a person takes 3 steps in the Chazor shots, we don't protest. If for some reason he did not do daven Shtein Shemona Esrei, only said the Chazos shots, but said Shosh P'tios Te'em Echad Tefillah, B'Kol and he goes back immediately after Chazos shots, 3 steps. Shosh shots at Tefillah, when Tefillah says Chazos shots, Yomer HaPosuk Hashem V'Sai Tiftach. He says Hashem V'Sai Tiftach at the beginning. Avo Ein Omer B'Sof Tefillah Yiratzon. You don't have to say Yiratzon after you finish. The Somech Al-Mash Yomer Yiskaba Achar Tefillah. You can write that we say Tiskaba on the Kaddish Shalom. Yeshoni Lamar Gam Ken Yiratzon. And those who have the minhag to say the Yiratzon, and then Mashlad says this, V'chein HaMinhag Etzleinu, and that is very well say Yiratzon. If you know briskers, they say both Hashem V'Sai Tiftach at the beginning of Shemona Esrei and Yiratzon at the end of Shemona Esrei and Chazon shots out loud, because they hold that Zidr Chazon shots. I don't remember where I saw this, but this is what I do. That if the Kaddish is immediately after Shemona Esrei, the Kaddish Shalom, then don't take 3 steps back or rely on the 3 steps ahead of Kaddish Shalom. If there's interruption between, such as we say Tachnun and so etc., then I do take 3 steps back after the Ratzon, after the shots. And I must say that in 2nd grade, our teacher in Hebrew Academy, Nassau County, Ms. Jachter, taught us, and I understand many people also taught this, that when you go back to the original place, you give a little jump. Right, 3 steps back, 3 steps forward, jump up like you do by Kedusha, and jump down again. I've never seen that any safer, but that's what we were taught, and I continue to do this to this day because of Ms. Jachter in 2nd grade about 50 some odd years ago. That's it for this evening.